96, we have Sniden, Samo, Buster, Philogenesis. On Guts, we have Seabed, Dave, JT, Blank, and Fluke. Currently Guts up ahead, 3-0 on the counter-terror side. I'm assuming they won the knife and chose the counter-terror side. But we're seeing a buy round coming out now from 96.
I'm just a little confused. At the lineup. I'm pretty sure Philo left 96 and went and joined Sniper Division. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but nevertheless, yeah, I'm just a bit confused because I know Philo joined Sniper Division. So Guts are clearly, I would say, not the stronger team. They're about the same level in skill. 96 were one of the top teams in Sydney land back in the day, and Buster was one of the main players for 96 as well as Sommy. Guts have been around in the Melbourne land scene for years, so very much this is the battle of 1.6s, and I'd like to see which team ends up coming out on top. Guts have been playing since the beginning of CSGO, so we know that they've been around for some time. But Buster here gets 1 kill on Seabear. Seabear is just one of those players that were very frustrating to play with. Every time he shot the AWP at LAN, he just screamed the name of the AWP down. He'd like, bow, bow. Oh, it was so frustrating. I had to sit next to him. Oh, made me quit CS, actually. I didn't play CS for years after that. Anyway, go ahead, Gareth. I just had to let that out.
I fucking told you, no stories, Inertia. I apologize for my language. I said no stories.
No, Seabear and his AWP and him screaming bow, like, scarred me for life, man. It scarred me for life.
As Guts will take another buy round. And Guts just going to be pushing aggressively with JT and Fluke going to be teaming up, taking down. Oh, the players Dave even joining in the fun now, pushing down mid with an AWP. Buster is sitting at the bottom of T stairs. Meanwhile, Genesis making his way. He's actually in CT carb, so he might actually be able to catch out a couple of counter-terrorists here if he's a bit lucky. He's got the M4 in hand. Might be able to catch out. Nope. Let's go back to second mid as...
I think,
he takes out Fluke. Dave needs to be careful not to get caught out. But
well,
he can't retrieve the bomb.
Where's the bomb?
It's at the bottom of mid.
Yeah, they can't. Not at all.
It's up to Genesis to do a bit of work.
Dave,
makes
very
a bit of
good read.
And managed to get the frag in the end. And Buster will be taken down with the AK shot from Blank. And so Guts going to be up 5-0 already. And there's going to be another buy round coming out. But Dave landing every single AWP shot so far. And Buster will actually have the AWP now, so this is going to be very, very interesting to see. Buster, he played at LAN, he had a very, very good AWP.
27-2, 27-2 on DT side cache.
So looking to him to open up a frag, misses the shot on Dave. Dave being flashed out, will fall back. But look at these players at Nada playing so aggressively. There's too much action for me to comprehend. As Dave gets the headshot onto Samo and falls back. Oh, Buster misses the flick shot. We'll get it onto Blank. And Dave will take him out, however. But he's going to be surrounded and Genesis is going to take him out. They've got the entry into A side now. Luke will take down Genesis, however. Sniden low on 19. Philo coming in from CT. Casters a 2-on-3. Mini Pit is going to be smoked up. But Diggity has been pushed by JT. JT will take down Sniden, who was low. Philo, the last man left in Pit. He has the bomb, however. But he's up against 3 counter-terrorists.
Well, Philo left in a 1v3. Philo's been a known beta for a long time now, but I don't know if it will pay off for him this time around.
This is so smart by Guts. They're playing so passively at the moment. I mean, they don't know where, they know he's probably somewhere with the A-side, and he does get taken by a Fluke. They're just playing these passive lines, watching all together, knowing that he has to plant the bomb eventually, and it gets the frag.
I mean, look, this is the thing with Guts. They've got the mid-late game meta on their toes. They know how to play the mid-late game meta. It's, they know how to play passive. They know how to make sure they wait for the plant. And these guys have been playing together for years, so they've got the chemistry there. Now it's all about the delivery. How well can they deliver a good game for us? And we can clearly see that right now, that they're ahead of the scoreboard, 6-0 up.
And Dave gets a frag on second mid onto Samo. Genesis playing the carp side. I don't think he saw the M4 sticking out of balcony there for that briefest of moments from Blank. And Genesis does take down Seabear at a boiler side, but Blank is now watching through that line. Philo will take down Dave the AWP, but JT will make the trade. Genesis is going to be making his way towards City Cars, but they don't know the players in Boiler. If Blank makes his way towards... Oh, he's in a very good position. He takes down one. The bomb plant will go... Oh, Genesis, last man left. 1v2 situation, the bomb down on A site. Blank doing very well to take down two terrorists. The bomb down in sight. He needs to cross, however. He's going to smoke up mini pit to ensure a safer cross. And he does cross in the sight now. Manages to pick himself up the bomb, and he's going to plant very shortly, but JT's watching that line and spots him crossing into sight, so they know exactly where Genesis is now, and Blank is going to be pushing in.
Genesis can still win this if he can get the point-on shot on the guy pushing him at jungle, but nevertheless, Genesis is cornered, and he doesn't get the shot. Great work by JT. That's one ugly knife he has. Wow, a battle scarred gut knife knight. I'd neck myself. I'm sorry, I'm commenting on the random aesthetics of the game.
No, it's all good. I guess like what they could have done a bit better was coming together, but you know, at this stage, you're up 7-0, you can go in and charge in. I don't.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think even JT was coming in separately. I mean, he just did a real quick peek. And nevertheless, JT kind of knew where he was, so we didn't really have to look anywhere else. So
yeah,
it was a very safe pick, a very safe choice.
The terrorists will take the aggressive nano control, however, but the smokes, they're still just watching the line. Fluke just watching this line, not firing a shot. Please don't repick. He actually repicks. That's aggressive, but it worked, so what the heck. Gets the kill onto Buster, and Nana's going to be smoked up. Philo's going to be pushing his way through.
Fluke
might
can
be able
get
to
away
catch
doing
out one
that.
by surprise. He tags JT down. Manages to eventually take down JT. Fluke will take him down from CT, but they need to rotate one of the players over now. And this is going to create a weakness towards Nana, but Seabear with the M4 will instantly bink and take down Genesis. And now it's a 2-on-4, so the force buy not going to be working for 96's favor. They have, however, wrapped around. Fluke is going to get himself, he's going to get a nasty surprise in the butt here. In the face, actually, as he does get taken down. So the bomb will be picked up, and the bomb... Not sure why the counter-terrorists were stacking A, to be honest.
Bomb has been planted.
Here we go, Snyden in con, Samo in con. Let's see if the double con setup pays off for them. They would require one aggressive frag, in my opinion. One from Samo at least. Yep, there he goes. There's the first one. One of them's on coils.
Dave picks up one. Dave cannot pick up the second. Dave trying to quick flick it. He needs to go on the defuse. He gets no time. Yes,
2G with ZR. 2G with ZR for Dave Strizzle. Dave Strizzle playing an amazing game for once in his life. Never really played that well in 1.6, but nevertheless, he's definitely stepping it up with Fluke, who was the top source player. For those of you that don't know Fluke, he used to play with Aries, Zoltan, and Haz in the old SQL, the old Climax as well. And yeah, he also used to play with Kermit too. So and Shadsky. So Fluke's a very seasoned source player. Went from CGA to CGP relatively fast, and people should really take a page out of his book if they actually want to watch one of the better players in this matchup.
Dave just being caught out, playing very aggressive there, is going to get caught out. Fluke manages to make his way towards T-Carps, however. And JT pushing him from behind will get a frag. Snyder caught out at chair, however, is in a very nasty counter-terrorist sandwich as he eventually gets filled with NATO bullets. And JT going to be duking out a bit with Samo, and Samo's tagged very low. Going to be trying to save in T-Carps. So Fluke, you know what, is already at that line. Be caught out by Samo, however.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
It is get caught out by Samo. But they all know where Samo is now, so it depends on how frag hungry they are. Seabear misses the off shot.
Surely they must know Samo's low.
think so. I'm not sure. JT isn't dead, so JT knows he tagged, but not how much, because I think he was shooting over the pot plant, so they doesn't know how low he is.
Well, here's the thing. The difficult thing for 96 now is how are they going to get any momentum back in this game? I don't know their level of map control, but it seems like 96 are letting Guts run all over their map.
They are.
And, I think we saw T-Bear push down mid. We saw Blank and, I think Fluke, Blank and JT push down Banana. It's very important to make sure you consolidate those parts of the map early. If you see two terrorists, if you see two CTs getting early Nana control, just counter that and send your first 3 terrorists hard Nana so they can stop getting the early Nana control and you can get the early trades on them and get the B side early. There are just some things on Inferno T side you need to mix up in order to counter how the CTs are playing. It's very reliant on whether they're playing passive or whether they're playing aggressive, and I don't think 96 have adapted to that just quite as yet, or just as so long as we've been watching the game.
But look at this, they just mix it up immediately, like they're mixing up immediately and they're just playing passive. Fluke will get 1, we'll get 2, we'll get eventually taken out by the blockchain. But JT with the M4, safe Nana will get 1, we'll get 2, we'll get 3.
So that's a very interesting style of play. So what happened was they let them run all the way up to sandbags, so Fluke was the first to shoot them, and then JT just went to town after and finished trading, rather than both of them duo peeking. And I have a feeling if they both duo peeked, both of them would have died. But the fact is, JT kind of baited Fluke, used it to his advantage, then picked up the kills when he knew the terrorists thought there was nobody else there.
And this is much better, trying to get that mid control with the double nade. They're going to be pushing up with the pistols very aggressively. Blank will get 1, but he's isolated and he's going to get eventually caught off C-Bear in the high position. Dave will get 1 pick from mini pit side. He spots Buster and will get the shot. Meanwhile, C-Bear re-picks Carps and cleans up. So they had to double eco there to make anything happen because they won the 1 round. Their money was reset. So now they'll be able to buy once again.
And this is a slobber knocker of a game for Guts. I think Guts are really on the momentum high now, and it's going to be very difficult for 96 to even slow them down at this point. I mean, I'm still opting to see a decent level of map control from 96. So they have Buster with the AWP, but what can he do with it is the question. And look at that early Nana.
Oh, Dave, he gets the AWP pick onto Buster. And he gets a second one with Sniden. And he's going to push now. He feels confident. He's going to push second mid.
Dave is just 2G.
Will be taken out by Genesis, however. Philo, I'm not sure what he's hit by. With the M4 Bink? I'm not sure. It's a 3-4. The counter is very, very healthy here, eating their vegetables and whatnot. 96, however, being 2 of their players now injured, Philo very, very low. And Samet does manage to land a very good shot onto Blank, and they're making their way towards Archers now. However, JT has rotated over. He's got that Archers control, so they can't sneak into Nana. Well, they can't sneak into B, sorry. The smoke does come out. Oh, he picks up Philo as Philo was trying to cross. That's just good timing. Guts does a bit of damage to Fluke. I'm not sure if JT spotted the terrorist in sight, but the bomb plant is now going down, and Salmon gets taken down by the spray from Fluke, but Genesis reveals his position in pit. It's a 1-on-2. And see there, cleans it up with the M4.
Just to comment on that round, at the very beginning of the round, it was very good by Dave getting the 2 early kills with the AWP. I think one of the more stupider things or lackluster moves were Dave pushing down mid, and then the terrorists picking up a few early kills from the CTs pushing, and that just narrowly got brought down to almost a 1v1. So I think yeah, Guts are kind of getting ahead of themselves. It's just important that Guts maintain their composure, because getting these next couple of rounds could be really important to them, depending on how 96 choose to play their CT side. So once again, very good work from Guts as well, just to make sure they can get those early kills and consolidate the round.
Those double nades will tag 2 of the players down quite a bit. Philo now down to half HP. But the smokes are coming out, they're going to run through smoke. Flashbangs have been
Not
popped.
going to work.
Fluke gets one, gets
through.
two. Will get eventually traded out, however.
That's generous, you know. Two for one, definitely what you want.
And JT just going to make his way towards oils. It's been smoked off, but he's got that positional advantage, allowing the rest of the counter to rotate over.
Look how passive JT is. He's just waiting till the rest of his team get in position so he can make a move. That's the most important thing. You know, that
Dave
passive
missing the
play.
flip shot onto Genesis. Genesis and Barbecue going to be taking down Dave. Blank at second box will be taking out Snided.
Wow. So well played, but just such a, I guess, such a failed retake by Guts. I mean, it was a 4v3 in Guts' favour. I think JT should have been on site sooner than later, rather than leaving Fluke in site to fight them on his own. And I think that really costed him. I mean, if JT had I guess, crossfired with Fluke earlier, it would have been a faster round ended for 96, and Guts would have come out on top of that. But nevertheless, Guts still with the money and, you know, with the aggressive plays, we can see Dave just pushing down second mid, now falling back.
Okay, sandbags, that's not really good. Playing aggressive, only managed to get one trade. They do get taken down.
Bomb has been planted.
Dave's going to get caught out by Samo within Con, and now it's a 2-on-4 situation. Blank will be able to take down Samo. But was there enough time to retake the site is a different question. Guts might have to save here for the final round.
And I think they are, but Blank's still going for it because maybe he's got a bit of money, but even then, you know, all money matters. He had no money?
He had no money.
No, that's just silly then, isn't it? I don't understand why players do that. I'm through with it. It's just one thing I hate when I watch these type of games, you know, people just don't know how to value their money on CT side. Just rather go for kills, but why? It's a basic CS, you know, CS concept. And, you know, as a result, Blank does manage to they got guns this round, but I still would have saved. You know, you would have had more flashes and smokes and nades and kits. They've only got one kit now for CT.
Yeah, you should have saved that round. I mean, considering it is the final round, you need any single gun you can get. So, I think it's a bit silly to be pushing in there. I think it's just trying to get a frag, but even then...
Well, the sillier thing was the two pushing Nana at the beginning. I mean, clearly they've been playing passive the whole time, but it's been working. And now 96 catching out Guts at the end, here in this first half on the third map. Genesis just being the big player for 96 at the moment. Definitely a really big up-and-comer. He's only 15 years old or 16 years old and keen as hell about the game, so definitely he's their star player. You got to be careful of some of these newer, younger players. They're just real sharp and on point. You know, they have a faster learning curve than most of the older players.
Terrorists win.
96 come back a bit stronger in the end. Will pick up 3 rounds for themselves, and they will come back. It is 11-4, but it is quite a CT-sided map. So we'll see if Guts can win the pistol round. Pistol round, obviously, very crucial.
Let's see the CT setup that 96 are going to do. I'd love to watch this.
Oh, this fake. The fakes. Genesis heard something, and yes, he's going to fall back in his side, so this is the appropriate response. And that nade actually does a lot of damage.
Wow,
That one tap by Philo.
Filipino got 2 down.
Genesis taking 1 down of himself as well. Fluke with the dualies. Fluke might get caught out here, actually. Don't think he knows Snyder's playing that very close corner. I think he'll be caught out. Blank, the final man left.
I don't know, I think Philo just had a very good round then, getting 2 kills that I probably wouldn't have ever gotten. I've noticed when you play Arch with a CT pistol, it's just so difficult to get those one bullet taps. They just run at you and still kill you. So Philo positioned himself, I think, behind the pole and got himself two nice smooth headshots. But now it's really going to be up to 96 to maintain a level of control in this game with the upcoming buy rounds and anti-eco rounds.
Should be a bit easier. They're on counter-terrorists. It's always a bit easier to hold the anti-eco as a counter-terrorist.
It's just wise positioning, really.
This is a very good smoke. Snyder doing a lot of work, and the Buster coming in, cleaning up with a very easy 3k on the FAMAS.
Good on him. Good on both of them. Good on Buster for being a teacher like myself and teaching kids and playing CS. Good on Snyden for being Snyden and for playing IPGN for many years. This is where the skill comes in. And, you know, Buster's also been around since 2003 as well, so he's kind of left his mark in this community. Played for pro gamer Sublime with Tegs and Boomzar and APOC. So Buster's no stranger to a competitive gaming environment.
Buster just got a 3k for himself as well.
The way I'm praising him and who he is.
And Blank, the final man left, will get eventually taking out my Philo. So very, very quick anti-eco rounds. Just terrorists walking into a one-line train of guns. So, but they will be able to force the buy up now. No AWPs coming out for anyone, just all AKs.
Here's a quick fact for you. Philo's in a CS movie with me, and his frag is the one before mine or after mine. Back in 2008, I think.
No one watches 1.6 frag videos these days, I'm sorry, babe.
You hurt my feelings.
I did.
Hey, Buster's got the AWP again. Buster's got the AWP again, but it seems that they didn't use him to play aggro. I mean, they put him at Nana at the beginning, but now they're kind of just letting him play the passive line.
Genesis will take down one, will take down two. He can't take out the third one. However, Samo from Castle to be able to take down another player, however. No smokes now covering their entry point. Fluke will actually take down Philo, however, Samo just coming in from Castle, clean him up. And Dave, the final man, left with the bomb. Not sure what he's going to do. He could theoretically run Nana, but... No, he doesn't know that. He's going to be walking to Snyden. It's Snyden versus Dave. Dave versus Snyden. Snyden runs away. Buster's watching the line, and we'll take him out with the AWP.
What a game. What a game. What a game. It looks like 96 are going to be slowly reeking him back the rounds and, you know, reeling him back the rounds. And if, you know, if Guts don't come up with the game plan right now, it's going to be real difficult to see how they're going to manage to pick up terrorist rounds with any strats or any structure they have, because 96 are all over the aim game in top mid and top of banana. Hey, Kareth, are you even there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just slowly falling asleep. I'm just watching around and I can't really commentate on anything at the moment. I'm just like, oh, they're just playing very passive. As Blank waves hi to his teammate as he goes in the boiler.
Yeah, well, it looks like Guts have opted to go for a mid-control strat in the top of mid.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Buster's just like, nah, 1B.
Not letting it happen, but here we go. Guts deciding to push out of boiler. Got to make quick use of this time because the CTs look like they know they have a couple of top mid. They have a guy floating around jungle, speedway
Dave
area.
needs to be careful. Philo will take him out.
And here we go. Guts with the early kills, getting the control. I think the CTs were running around too much rather than just sitting in positions.
But Snyder's in a very good position.
But the terrorists have made it into B, but JT looked like he was planting, and then Snyden just, yeah, pushed out on him and killed him.
And Blake has no time, he has to save. And this is just going to put them onto a worse eco position.
I just saw something extremely ridiculous. This guy has 1,041 hours in the past 2 weeks of CSGO.
Is that even possible?
No, but he's got 12,262 hours on record.
Is he even any good? Probably not, just idled it.
I'm checking his inventory.
Buster playing the aggressive Nana line with the AWP, so he might be able to get there. He takes one down, and the counter flash comes out for his teammate. He gets in the second one. Keeps falling back. Snyder wants to pick up the third, however, and the terrorists need to commit now. They're not going to commit as Buster gets his third frag of the round, and the bomb's been dropped, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets flanked very quickly, or if the counter-terrorists push through. Buster probably hungry for a frag.
But Blank now left on his own. Poor kid. Poor Blank. Gets killed.
It's like a reverse train. It's like... It was like all Guts way on the CT side, and now it's all 96's way on the CT side. It's effectively who is the AWP, I think, on CT. They really just step up and just start fragging. I mean, Buster's just going absolutely massive now.
Here we go. The CTs are definitely now the ones on the giving side, giving the pain to Guts, and Guts are just kind of left without any questions, or left without any answers as to what to do. And this is what I was saying at the end, Karras. It was so important for Guts to pick up those CT rounds when they started winning. You know, they were 11-1 up, and they started kind of throwing around at the end where they were pushing down Nana. You get what I'm saying? And I could sense it. I could sense that sense of arrogance that said, no, we'll be fine on T side. But by the looks of it, it isn't. It's becoming match point slowly slowly.
It's tight.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. People just need to start start being aware of the amount of rounds they have on the board and say, look, we have 11 rounds on the board, but we can't afford to give up a couple of more. We have to keep winning. People think just because they're 11-1 ahead, they can win the game.
We'll just be looking to see what Guts do. They do have an AWP in the hands of Fluke, and it looks like they'll be grabbing aggressive boiler control, so going hard into Diggity now. Nade just absolutely cops out Sam, and Genesis is going to get stormed. Sea-Bear going huge.
Beer, bow, as Sea-Bear would say at LAN. Bow, and he strokes his long hair.
That sounded slightly homo.
Well, that's what he does. He strokes his long hair when he just, gets AWP killed and screams bow. Can you imagine playing next to him now?
Nope.
Good. I quit CS for 5 years. I was sweating heaps at that LAN too, man. It was a boiler of a LAN. It was like SGL this year. Were you at SGL this year, Karras?
No, I think that was in February, wasn't it?
End of January, yeah.
End of January, yeah. No, I wasn't at it. I went to like one SGL, I was just like, oh, just too much people.
Oh yeah, a bit of an introvert now.
You know me, like I like grabbing. Like, I won't say because I'm not sure if there are any kids on the stream, but I like hugging the next guy as much as you do. But there's a limit. Like you can hug maybe like 50 or 60 guys, but no one might hear the COD players.
Oh yeah. Too bad Savage tried to touch me. I got scared and ran. He was the only COD player that said hello. The rest of them are snobs.
COD 4 guys, the old COD 4, like when the old pro mod days, they were pretty great, but I'm not sure what's happening these days.
Well, here we go. We got, let's back to the game. Watching 96 and Guts. Now we have Guts playing a very passive mid and second mid hold here. It'd be interesting to see if Guts can get themselves an early kill. We have Dave Strizzle 2G with ZR trying to push up into Banana. What have you got to say about that one? He gets smoked off and falls back.
It looks like they're committing to a Nana take, judging by my radar rotations. 45 seconds left on the timer. The smokes are being primed.
They got the first smoke out. That's the main thing. They baited it out, and now they're looking to, I guess, to get ready to push through.
There's one problem for them. Buster is there.
Here's the thing. Buster hasn't managed to get the first kill, but Snyden goes quick and easy to work. Snyden goes to work again. Snyden goes for 3. Man, Snyden gets taken down, but Sea-Bear goes bow and strokes his long hair once again.
Blank
Genesis.
gets taken down. Seabear, the final man left. Buster gonna come in, misses the AWP shot, but he's still alive. This is very crucial. And he needs to push Buster and kill him. He does manage to kill Buster in the end.
Very
Push.
smart kill with a Glock. People forget that once you know,
Then it doesn't matter because they have 16k.
Oh, the CTs. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they're moneyed up. They've won this game based on money. They can just run around all day and get kills. But I've noticed one thing. At the beginning of the game, Genesis was the only one really fragging for 96. And now the rest of them have started to lift their game because, you know, they've been, you know, CT side's a bit more different. You know, players get placed around the map and whatnot. So I think now the spread of the frags are starting to become more even, and we're starting to see a much more skilled 96 side take charge.
It's just going to be another B take.
Genesis
A
gets
take,
taken down in Diggity.
Samo, very good 2 frags there. Oh, he tags. It's Dave, the last one left. Buster with the 2 AWP shots, and Dave, the last man left. And they know exactly where he is.
Samo playing very smart in Diggity there.
And Philo gonna get the last frag, but Samo doing massive damage. Gonna put the Terrace on an eco. Gonna put Guts on an eco. They might have to double eco. Oh no. No, they don't. Just 1 eco, I think. Blank not having enough money to buy for this round.
I would just like to say thank you to everybody watching the stream. We're casting for N-GAGE, also supported by Pantheons, who've been able to generously give N-GAGE the server. This is an amateur ODC, and of course, the teams we're watching now are the teams, one of these 2 teams will be in the grand finals against Dynasty. And yeah, we'd like to appreciate everybody who's watching. This is me and Kareth and myself, Inertia, casting. And yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the grand final, which should be on not long after this. You can win.
Third place match is on first.
Oh,
third
is
place
it
match.
the bronze match? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And Buster gets 1 frag. Buster gets...
What did I sign myself up for?
I think it finished at 8:30 or something.
Oh, okay.
Going on schedule as they are running back now towards mid. It looks like they're going to be trying to get an A take. Genesis not doing anything with the M4. Only doing a bit of damage to the terrace as they jump over and make their way towards A. Genesis doing a bit more damage. Genesis getting 1 frag. Genesis getting 2. However, Dave has made his way into CD Cast where he'll be cleaned up by Samo. The bomber has been dropped and Genesis gets 3. Had to count for a moment. No, I got on the backing of that. Okay, so like, no bullshit aside, no sponsorship aside. Honestly, I fucking have found. Oh, I should stop swearing, but I honestly believe PES servers are better. I don't know. Every single time I play on a PES server, I feel like it is much better compared to other ones. I won't mention names in case of getting myself destroyed, but that's just my personal feeling. Not sure about how it is for you.
My personal feelings are, I just get really upset when I play Unity with bad players. Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry for being overstat. Sniden getting a frag, Samo also getting a frag onto Carps, and it's already a 3-on-5. This doesn't look good for the Terrace as the server lags out slightly. I think I talked too soon, but everything is proceeding as normal now. As it looks like the Terrace will be making their way up towards the mid.
Oh, well, I just think this game is now suddenly just kind of being lost for Guts. I mean, Guts really are looking for answers everywhere on the map, but the CTs have just, you know, especially Genesis, have just decided to play so passively and, you know, so patiently, and you can tell the communication is on. They've really decided to, you know, start moving on the route around the map much more fluid, with much more fluidity. And they've only dropped 1 round the whole half, so, you know, this round is very much, I guess, you know, this game's very much in the hands of 96. And, you know, Guts are still really on the rough end of the money system, whereas 96 can buy everything. They can buy AWPs, they can buy auto snipers, they can buy full nades, so...
For like 3 rounds in a row.
Exactly.
We're seeing a force up into the final. What could be the final round? It is the third map, so if 96 win this, it is all over Red Rover as Philo does pick out and pick up Fluke. Looks like it's going to be a Carps train. Sam is going to shut that down. So it looks like it's going to be that Diggity take once again. Give us a rush out through Diggity. Through Boiler. Going to come in. Genesis gets 1. He gets 2. Can't make the break. Samo gets 3, and Samo cleans up at 96. Will win 16-12. I'm not sure what the score was for the previous ones, but we do have our grand finalists as well as our third
What a
match.
country! What a country! 96 and Dynasty in the finals. And now for the bronze third place match, it will be between Guts and Invidious. And I think that should be an interesting game. I do believe Guts' playstyle will counter Invidious's. That's my personal opinion.
I think that was just effectively, hey, who can CT harder as CT? And 96 just CT'd harder. And yeah. I'm not sure if that even makes any sense.
Well, Guts kind of threw at the end, thinking they could get T-side rounds.
They didn't.
They ran out. They ran out of banana and got themselves killed.
Yep. I'm not sure what the score was. I'm assuming it was. I think that match was actually quite close, but I guess this is where the timing just comes in handy. I mean, I'm not sure if we're giving. I think there might be a bit of a break. It might be a 20-minute break until the bronze match starts. I think the third place match. We have a break from 4 to 5, so we have a 1 hour break now.
Cool. I'm gonna go get a life. I'll be back.
All right. Jakey. I guess Inertia. Thanks for being here. Are you gonna be back here at 5 or?
Should be able to be back for the bronze match, but then my team will be probably playing tonight, so might not be on for the finals.
The finals? No, third place match is on at the same time as the grand finals, so we're gonna have to watch the grand finals.
Oh, really? So they're on at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fair enough. All right then. Yeah. So what time's the grand final? Start
5 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So we're just streaming and casting the grand final?
I think so. We can't stream and cast 2 things at the same time.
Yeah. So all right. So we'll just do the grand final. So I'll be on that for sure.
Yep, no worries. If you guys are tuning in, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in 1 hour and 20 minutes. The stream will restart at 5 o'clock.
And neck up, you parrot.
What?
What? Did you hear that?
Hold up. Wait. Do you want to do an interview? Who can we do an interview with? Hopefully one of the N-GAGE guys?
I want to do an interview. Oh, well, N-GAGE, yeah. What?
Can we do it with one of the admins?
Fishy. Let's get Fishy in here. He's in here, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, no. He wants to do an interview with one of the players from Dynasty. Is that right?
Yeah, one of the Dynasty players. That's alright with you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
How
sure.
about you introduce yourself, Fishy, in, this competition and explain it, how the prize giveaway thing works?
Oh, the giveaway?
Yeah.
So over at Facebook/N-GAGE CSGO, we've got a giveaway. All the prizes have been supplied by us as a team. There is a SteelSeries rival mouse in there, an AWP Graphite, AK Black Laminate, and an Operation Breakout Pass. So to enter that, all you have to do is head over to the page and click the giveaway tab, and you can enter by either liking our Facebook page and also following us on Twitter. And that one's going to be drawn tonight after the finals have finished being casted.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for that. So should we get on to do an interview?
Yeah, sure. Would you like to?
I want to get Chris Magnum in here, specifically Chris Magnum.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll get in contact with him. Should only be a couple of minutes.
I'll message him on Team. Hold on.
Please, let's keep the banter down as much as possible.
Oh no, I don't banter him. He banters me. I'm waiting. Like Superior wants to do it, but demanding we have Chris Magnum. If you want Chris Magnum, write in the Twitch chat that you want Chris. We want Chris Magnum. Chris Magnum's coming TeamSpeak.
I would like him in my soft, tender hands as I caress. Shit, is my mic on?
Excuse me?
Nothing. I just wanted to show Chris Magum some love. I think the CS:GO community really needs some love. Like if we started holding hands and like started hugging more, we wouldn't see all this toxicity coming out. We'd just see more love coming out and more like friendship and competitiveness. That's just my personal feelings.
Oh, you're a long way from that, mate.
And then before you know it, each other's hands will be in each other's pants, and we'll just be helping each other out. We don't even need girlfriends anymore.
At least you won't be playing those horrible games you were mentioning, Terraria, and what was the other one?
Legal. Oh my god, I nearly said that. League of Legends.
Oh, that's a good game. I'll take that back.
And here we have Chris. How are you? Good sir.
I'm good.
How are you, Chris? How's everything going today for you? Did you go to the gym
Going
today?
good. No, I haven't gone today.
Oh, okay. Do you find on days
Well, I
you go to the gym? Do you find on days you go to the gym and you play CS that you play better or not?
Yeah, I usually go to the gym before I play CS, but I haven't today.
Oh, that's fair enough. So, your team have been around for quite a while now. I mean, let's be fair. You use Superior, Cruden, Dioxide, and Blizzard. You've all been playing together for quite a few years. I mean, on and off. We're talking on and off, but you've experienced playing with these players for a long time before. It's kind of like you guys are already mates, and you've just decided to take it a little more seriously. Is that correct?
Yep. I played with Cruden for probably like 2 years. Played with Dioxide and CGA, and then that was in season 2. We played me, Cruden, and Dioxide, and then again me, Superior, Cruden, Dioxide played in about I think it was September, December, around there. We played an ODC or two.
Mm-hmm. And my question is, so are you happy with your current lineup right now? How do you feel about the players you have in Dynasty right now, and why is there no Procro? Why is there no Stang or stuff like that? I mean, I know you were playing with them before, so what made you handpick these particular type of players to keep playing with? There's also no K-Star in your team, which was a key player last season in the old SNX.
Well, there was a falling out between K-Star and some of the other members, so that
Yeah.
definitely wasn't going to happen again. And the team was sort of like we all want to practice and play serious, but the team was sort of put together last minute. Because they're all mates, like we just put together a team of mates that all want to play, and at first we weren't like very active, like everybody had too many other commitments to commit to, so we didn't really play much. We probably played, I don't know, probably like 3 nights a week. We didn't scrim very often. We got in our team practice, and then no one really was doing much. But that was probably after the first 2 weeks, and now we've all been practicing a lot. The team's definitely going uphill from here.
Oh, that's awesome. I've noticed your team have kind of you got yourself a new sponsor, which was good, a great sponsor as well. So that's obviously moving forward. The other thing is a lot of people consider your team probably really one of the best in CGA, so at the top of CGA. How's your main season going? How's your actual CG season going?
If you check the scores, we've actually been doing extremely well, but some of the maps that I'm not gonna say which are our strongest or our weakest, but at the time, like when we played these during the week, we didn't think they were very good, and we did amazing in Cyber Gamer. So I don't know what happened. We step up a lot in competitions, and we still do well in general. So
And
we still got a lot to fix and get better.
how many teams qualify from an amateur group? Top
The
two?
top two.
Okay, so have you played all your games yet? Because I can see you've played six
Yeah, we
games.
played
and you've
them all.
won
We
six.
played them all.
So yeah, you guys pretty much top your group without any issues.
Yeah, without any issues.
Okay, so taking a look at the other groups, who would be the other team to look out for in CGA? As you can tell, 96 haven't really had the same results. They've actually lost 2 of their games. I don't blame them. I mean, they got Legionnaires in their group, and they got Peter Wigan and Horizon. So I think it is a much more difficult group for 96 than it would be for you guys. Um, how do you see how do you see the other teams in CGA that are doing well in comparison to your team?
It's hard to say because a lot of these teams are doing a lot of the things that we're doing. So they're practicing, doing deathmatch, individual practice, like team practice, and their results showed. So it's hard to say like if we're better or worse than a lot of these teams because it just comes down to who plays better on the day, and that's what it's going to be like when finals come around.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I'm taking a look now. So what do you guys think of Divinire, especially Greg? Greg's just such a random name, and I heard Divinire are just looking looking to go to the Melbourne LAN, and they've been a promising team this season, and they've got a guy called Greg in it. Old Greg, your mate, old Greg, and Chuch, your mate Chuch. I'm a bit scared when I play them. How do you feel about playing Divinire if you end up having to play them?
Definitely, I would say they're potentially one of the best teams in CGA. So we've managed to scrim them quite a lot. So we know what they're like, and we know how we perform against them, how they perform against us. So I wouldn't really want to verse them. Like, if it comes down to any kind of final or CGA final or whatever, I'd like to avoid them. Like, I'd like them to be knocked out before, like the grand final, so I don't have to verse them. But if it comes down to it, then it comes down to it. Otherwise, I don't mind till we verse at the end of the day. It just comes down to are we more prepared and will we beat these teams?
Interesting, interesting. So let's focus more on your opponent tonight, 96. What homework have you done on them? What can you say about them? Do you know much about who they are, where they've come from?
We've probably versed this team equally as much as we've versed Divonair, so we know exactly how good and bad these teams are. Like we have a good idea, I would say, of their playstyle, how good they are. We've versed them probably like every single map, and we definitely know we have a general idea of what maps they're going to be better against us on, what maps they'll be worse. And I would say 96 and Divonair, two teams that I wouldn't want to verse. So um, for the grand final in this ODC, I couldn't actually think of a better team to verse because if I had to pick any team to come into the grand final with, it would be either two of them, and only 96 is playing this, so looks like we're versing them.
I see, I see. And were you paying attention to that game between 96 and Guts?
Not specifically. I did watch it. I wasn't paying any specific attention.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, Guts looked like they were going to pull that one out, but as it turns out, they kind of threw, and 96 ended up winning. What do you ultimately think is going to be, I guess I guess the shift for you and your team right now to I guess move into Division Two, if because your team are doing spectacularly well on the CGA during this CGA season. I mean, look, you haven't lost a single game in groups, and chances are you will be making finals. I mean, you're in the finals in this. How do you think your shift into Division Two will be, providing your team doesn't die, or you actually get there, like you end up winning the finals?
I think we'll do quite well. Like, we've obviously got to adjust our playstyle when we get there because, right now we have like a certain playstyle that we play. I would say it might be specific to CGA, but when we play better teams, we definitely play a lot different. And I mean, most of my team will probably agree that we will definitely play a lot different when we play a lot better team than us. Um, but I know for a fact that there are some things that we need to adjust for Div 2, and we will make those adjustments assuming we get there, and hopefully we can do well.
I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, look, I was watching your game on Mirage. I will upfront say that it was a bit disappointing to see you guys get 3v5. The round three terrorists came out of con and managed to kill you all in A site. And there were a few other rounds that were a bit really off for a team that looked like they were potentially Division Two standard. Now, I'm not saying this to knock you. I'm saying this to bring it to my awareness that I think you guys kind of maybe showed disrespect to Nvidia. You thought you guys were clearly much more capable of pushing out on them and playing a unity style of game rather than playing conservative and proper. Is that honestly the way you approached Invidious, or did you actually think did you expect Invidious to actually be able to counter your random game style, or did you think this is the team that we have to play careful against? Because from the way I saw you guys playing, it was like you were showing them no respect.
We had no intention to show them no respect, but we were doing a lot of stupid things, and clearly the scores like show how stupid we were playing. I definitely like in some of the situations I ended up being in, I was trying to counter them, and I don't know what happened. They just destroyed me, so I couldn't do much speaking on Mirage, and I know that the same thing happened on Inferno, that we were playing a bit too aggressive and being a bit stupid and just losing rounds that we shouldn't.
I mean, it just really, I think, it's very easy to feel overconfident in yes, in CS:GO. In the sense where some days you can pop out and get a nice 3K or something, then other times you won't be able to get one kill. It's just very much it's very much, I guess, a risk take. But I think when you play against higher level teams, especially when you move into Division 2, you really have to be careful about the risk you take. And I think with the way you were playing, I mean, you weren't necessarily, your team wasn't necessarily playing bad, but I think you guys tried to use your aim or your ability to frag to its extent way too much, and I think it just costed you guys a few rounds. So, how do you expect to be changing your game style up for 96? Like, are you obviously, you probably don't want to be making the same mistakes. Have you already taken note of what you need to do to change how you're going to play in the finals?
Well, again, like I said, we've versed 96 multiple times, so we have a general idea of how they play, so we know what we need to do to beat them. And we're definitely not gonna throw any stupid rounds, or try to anyway, and we're gonna play a lot more to the standard that we should.
Okay, that's awesome. To finalize the interview, so I think the one thing I'd like to summarize up is when I look at these two teams on paper, and I look at the I guess your team and 96. What I see in what I actually see is a source team, a predominant source team versus a predominant 1.6 team with a few odd players. So 1.6, 96 were very much an old 1.6 team. We have Buster, who played 1.6 since 2002, 2003. I played with him when he was also back in those years. We have Sniden, who came into 1.6 particularly late. And he was very much played a bit with V300, I think, and with the Control Esports guys. So we also have Genesis, who was a fairly new player, but he seems to be one of those new up and coming players, a lot like K-Star and what's his name, and Nova. So Genesis is very much one of those new kids that have grabbed the game and managed to excel. And he was clearly a top fragger for 96 in the game against Guts. We have Samo. I don't know much about Samo. I know he's kind of like reminds me of a combination between Ramen and Albstar. So in nice ways, he's an ethnic. I'm ethnic too, so he's got his own type of game style and his own buzz to the game. And we have what's his name? We have Philo, who also played 1.6. He came at around the end of late 1.6, I remember, because I spotted him out in a CS movie I was in. So all these players are from a game that, I hate to say it, but I guess have a higher skill cap than Source. How do you feel about that?
I don't really have an opinion on
Some
them
of these
coming
guys
from
playing a high
1.6,
level.
and
Yep.
yeah, I don't know how high they played. I didn't play 1.6, so they didn't play Source. I don't know too much about majority of their players. We've managed to scrim them quite a few times, so I don't have an opinion on whether or not they're good or bad or to be scared. We're just gonna play our game, and hopefully we come out on top.
I just found out. I just found out Samo's Albstar's brother. I'm done with CS. Anyway, I think it's important we get what's his name DNAR in DNAR. Yeah, that's his name. But
You know.
yeah, Dina. So I think we get Dina in, and we make sure we can get an interview off him to see what he's going to say about his team. But thank you again, Christopher Magnum. I'm very sorry for having a fallout issue with you. I will apologise on live stream. back in. But you know, come on, man. Had Tegs in the team. I had to do something. So either way, hope you guys have a good finals game, and yeah, keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Alright, no worries. Thanks.
Thanks so much, and we'll get DNAR in. All right, I'm gonna get. I just want one of you guys, one of the 96 guys in. So we'll quickly get someone in. Stay tuned. He should be in here in a minute or two. All right, DNAR is coming in, not Samo, and he's coming in quickly. You can join in, DNAR.
What's going on?
How are we? How's your long hair?
It's gorgeous. It's in a nice little bun right now.
Oh, nice, mate. Nice. Is the weather hot over there? Not getting sweaty in the summer?
It's actually really nice today. I've got the aircon on. It's beautiful.
True that. True that. It's definitely a beautiful summer day here in Sydney.
Also, before we start,
yeah.
it's actually pronounced Dinar.
Dinar.
Yep.
Oh.
Future references.
Isn't it round backwards?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, Dinar, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming to join me for this interview. Obviously, this amateur ODC has had quite a few spectacular teams play. Teams that look like they should be moving into Div 2 next season, depending on how they go. What's your current take on the state of CGA right now and some of the teams we're looking at? So, I mean, obviously, I spoke to Magnum about teams like Divinaya and you guys. So, what is your take on CGA? How do you think you've gone in CGA? I mean, yeah, you guys played Legionnaire, you played against Peter Wiggin, and Horizon and Chu. How do you guys feel about losing to them? It was a close game.
Well, as a manager, I don't really play that much, so I was watching though. That was a very close game. Legionnaires are a great team. A couple of mistakes were made, a couple of rounds thrown. Samo did the stupidest bomb plant, just did my head in, I lost it. But yeah, there are a lot of good teams in CJ right now. The finals are going to be really close and they're going to be great games. Like the level of play is just outstanding.
Any particular teams you're well, I guess you as a manager is worried about?
We don't really tend to worry about other teams. We just want to worry about our game and just, get our game down pat and really just, they should be worrying about us.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true. That's a good way of looking at it, staying on top of the ball, staying on the ball. My particular interest, I suppose, is Philo. Now, Philo was a few days ago in Sniper Division. What was the deal with that? What is the deal with this? What is the deal with that? What is the deal with Fish already asking me what the deal is a story? So who's Philo playing for? Sniper Division or 96?
He's playing for 96 at the moment.
Why did he join Sniper Division for a day?
It's complicated, but they're a Queensland land team, and he's playing with them to get their shit down pat for any future Brisbane lands or Queensland lands or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, we don't mind. He shares the load of play time. It doesn't hinder his gameplay with 96. It's we don't really mind.
Okay, so he never left 96. He stayed with He's always stayed with you and just played with them for that short period of time.
Yeah. I mean, he just plays with them as a land team. So I'm assuming there's a Brisbane land coming up shortly, and he's just going to play with them. So they're trying to get their shit down pat.
No, fair enough. That sounds good. My question is now, so with your current team and the lineup you have, how do you feel like your team has excelled since the beginning of CGA? Did you guys expect to do this well, or were you guys expecting better? So how do you think your season has gone so far? I can see you're coming second on the ladder. Are you guys? How sure are you guys? How sure are you that you guys are going to make finals?
We've had a bit of a shaky season. Our second game, I think it was on Nuke against Intrepid, we got a pretty solid CT half on Nuke and then just crumbled on T side. That they played a great game. We fucked up a lot of rounds, but yeah, so we had a shaky start, and then the loss to Legionnaires obviously was another heartbreaking moment. Pretty much we need Legionnaires to beat Testudo to actually make it into finals. So we honestly, it's out of our hands now. We just have to sit and wait.
Yeah, I can understand. It's kind of a very similar situation to what I think we're in some ways. But nevertheless, I think you guys have definitely improved as a team after scrimming against you guys and also watching some of your players. Who do you think is a standout player as a manager in your team, and why do you think there's so much of a standout player?
Well, first of all, I can't look past Genesis. The kid is 15 years old and he is so sharp. If he continues playing this game competitively and properly, give him 3 or 4 years, he'll be top of Div 1, 100%. He is amazing.
I think we could
But
give him less time. I think he'd be there in about 2 years max.
yeah, and another player, Philo. Philo's calls, he's so smart. Honestly, he can just adapt to any situation and just kind of lead his team where they need to go and just honestly just tell Genesis where to go and get a frag. Like that's Philo. You can't look past Philo.
The 1.6 experience kicking in.
That's it.
One thing I noticed with Philo is he is the lurker as well. But I mean, I've played against him a few times. I notice he lurks and does nothing at times. What have you got to say about that? Like his whole team will die and he'll still be alive. I've only been upfront about it. Like I mean, we noticed it when we scrimmed against 96 that even when we scrimmed against SD that he was the lurker. But he was like, if you compare, I like being upfront. So if you compare someone like Philo lurking in comparison to someone like Prakem from Hype, Prakem, I mean, obviously Prakem is Division 2 and potentially cheats, but Philo, I guess what I'm trying to say is Philo kind of doesn't really make a move as quickly as he should, depending on what's happening on the other side of the map. So is that I mean, I don't know, why is Philo the lurker? Is my question. If he's such a good in-game leader or at directing the team.
Honestly, I don't really notice it that much. But if that's the case, I feel like the strat that he set out to do kind of didn't go to plan. Like he expected his team to get more frags, and then he could, take out the rotators, etc. But I'm not sure. I feel like it's just the strat not going to plan, and he's ended up being last alive. Like his role is to kind of hang back and get the rotator frags, I guess. And yeah, I haven't really noticed it that much. But
So wait, so is Philo supposed to be both the lurker and the caller?
honestly, I don't know. I just know he calls. I don't know what he wants to do himself. I haven't really noticed
Okay.
anything.
I don't know. It's just the way I've seen. That's just my personal opinion on how I've seen Philo play. So he's not a bad player at all. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's a bit of a role confusion, like just in how he operates on the map. So I mean, clearly it does work for you guys to some extent. I mean, look, you guys have done particularly well this ODC, but I feel like maybe if you if you guys were to take on Dynasty, how would you is there any particular approach you're going to take towards Dynasty? I mean, these are predominantly source players. You guys, in my opinion, have players with way more experience on the higher end level, including Buster. Buster alone has more experience than I think anyone out of the 10 teams, out of the 9 players in the finals. What do you think your team has the edge over in the sense where you play a team like Dynasty?
Yeah, we do have a veteran, an absolute, played multiple national games, 1.6 Buster. So we've got the experience, and I feel like frag wise we're very equal. Both got a lot of sharp players. Both have got just outstanding fraggers. It's going to come down to really like the the clutch moments, the moments where experience really shines and will pull you through. And that's where I think we might have the upper edge on Dynasty.
Well, look, Dynasty are very much a team that have been around for a while as well. I think they've been around kind of for longer than you. Um, longer than 96. They've been playing on and off together for the last 2 years, as Magnum mentioned. Is there a way in which you see teams that have slowly developed over time to be a bit more threatening than I guess a really good teammate on the day? Because the way I see 96 is you guys are pretty much. I mean, you guys have been around for some time now, but you're much more fresher than Dynasty or than the combination of players. So I see 96 as more of a fresh team. Do you think that puts you behind Dynasty in a way, or do you see that as an advantage because the team's a little more unexpected? in comparison to Dynasty, which have a very saucy style of play.
Yeah, well, obviously Dynasty are going to have that extra chemistry. They've been playing for longer together. They've got the better chemistry that they would probably work better together. I feel like our team has grown. Sorry, I got a phone call. Our team has grown a lot in a short period of time. We've gone from kind of raging each other heaps to kind of settling down and just constructively criticizing each other, and people actually accepting that. And we've just matured as a team, and I feel like we're getting there. And I honestly forgot the question, so I'm done.
That's fine. It's good to see. It's good to see the quick maturity of 96. So now moving on to some of the latter end of the interview question. So Div 2, obviously, the division above you guys. Dynasty have kind of made a really good mark into winning all 6 of their games in groups, which kind of gives them the upper edge and a potential spot for Division 2 next season. How do you see your team kind of in comparison to Div 2 teams at the moment?
We've scrimmed a fair amount of the Div 2 teams, and we've had good results and bad results, but it's been consistent. Like the losses we've had haven't been stompings. We've kept up, and it's just been the clutch situations that we kind of lack, and that just comes with playing as a team more. But yeah, we honestly need Testudo to lose on Monday for us to make it finals, which is frustrating because it's out of our hands. But yeah, if they do lose, we do kind of leave ourselves in a pretty bad position, finishing second in our group. We'll play a team that finished first in another group, and that'll be obviously a harder game. But we're prepared, and we're hungry, we're keen, and we're going to smash it.
I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it. I'd just like to quickly say thank you very much for coming to do this interview, and more importantly, I'm looking forward to the grand finals. So yeah, good luck to your team, and good luck to Dynasty as well. And let's hope to see how both teams will pan out. We'll be back within an hour, and when the grand final starts, we should be shoutcasting. Thank you very much.
Peace.
just can't see or say you feel it. I'm falling into this unknown. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? There's nothing I can do but to give in to the
Awesome to the max. Awesome. max. Awesome.
to my house. It seems my life is like a roller coaster, trapped inside a dream. Come over to my place, see how we be getting down. It's a twisted castle, but inside I wear the crown. Take a trip to my house, my house, my house. Take a trip to my house, my house, my house. Take a trip to my house, my house, my house. Take a trip to my house, my house, my house. Take a trip to my house, my house, my house. Take a trip to my house. Take a trip to my house.
sky, the sun won't ask for one if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask the world if it can rise. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for one if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, 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 the sun won't ask the world
sun will set on my time here, and will rise with you as the new king.
And this will all be mine?
Everything.
Everything the light touches.
sexy beast. You sexy beast. You sexy beast. You sexy beast.
Thank